because in Nigeria, we have not gotten power the way it should be. In fact, we don't have power. In many homes, just don't have power. And what we see is a situation where there's unbelievability about what government is doing now. So people think that government really is not performing because you have not seen power in your homes the way you should. I can tell you that the goal of this government is to have you have power 24 hours. Unfortunately, power is not something that you just buy on the shelf. Just do not go and buy it like a generator and come and have it. Public power takes time. If anybody watched what happened when Mr. President went to Germany and went to Siemensman, and the question was, how long does it take to manufacture a turbine? Absolute minimum time is 12 months. We haven't been in this government for 12 months. And that's just the turbine. We've not talked about design phase, we've not talked about then construction and commissioning. It takes time. But government has been working on this. So what I want to tell you is, when you begin to reap the fruits of all the investments that you have been making, so that we don't want to talk about plans that we just didn't have appropriate plans before. But what we are doing now is to do the correct thing. We must do the correct thing the way it's done all over the world. Appropriate plan, aligned plan, so that if you have power plants, then you must have gas to fuel it when the power plant comes on stream. If you have a power plant, you must have transmission network to evacuate power when the power plant comes on stream. These are things that are being done, not being done before. That's why we have a whole lot of gaps that are being corrected by this government. Unfortunately, that's not resonated in your homes yet, but it will. That's what I'm going to talk about. So, we start by looking at where Nigeria really wants to be. It's like a plaything in Nigeria. We think that when Nigeria says they want to be one of the top 20 economies in the world, people may laugh, No. Truly, Nigeria has all the wherewithal to be one of those top 20 economies in the world. And the plan in Vision 2020 is to be able to support that plan with 40,000 megawatts by 2020. And then we look at where we are and we say, how on earth can you deliver that? I'm going to tell you how. That's part of my presentation. Now, what you see is that I think the person who is flipping this thing is running faster than me. So, if you go back to where Nigeria wants to be by 2030, this is where we would have caught up with where Brazil, which is one of the countries that we compare ourselves to. That country, as of now, has this amount of power. And that's where we would like to be, 135 megawatts of power by 2030. Our population would have caught up with what the population of Brazil is now. And Brazil, as you know, is on the equator and has the same kind of things that we have. Of course, we really like the passes. Our GDP should be in trillion at that period. So to have that, we need a lot of growth that is going to be just a leapfrog. So what we are doing today is about leapfrog planning, something that is coherent, that you can sustain, that's not dependent on just government budgeting, that is going to just take itself, just like the telecommunication sector that the Honorable Minister of Information talked about. It's on its own. If you set it in motion, it just is going to be working. That's what we're working. That's exactly the structure, and that's what we're going to talk about. So if you look at where we are, Nigeria, 40 kilowatts per thousand, where significantly more. Indonesia, India, Morocco, and also you can see where Brazil is. This is what it takes to be a real developed economy. So when you talk about the countries that have emerged, like Brazil, India, China, the BRIC nations, we would like by 2020 to have added ourselves amongst this. And that requires a significant growth. Do we have the enablers to do this? Yes, we do have. We have abundant natural resources. We are blessed with hydro potential, and we are harnessing this hydro potential. We are blessed with solar potential, all kinds of renewable energy, and natural gas. Abundance of natural gas, which is very good for the environment. We are blessed with a lot of coal reserve, very good quality coal. So we are going to harness all of these. And we in the Ministry of Power are working to ensure that we develop this. The Honorable Minister of Mines and State Development is here. We work together. The whole thing that used to be, what used to be happen is that everybody will be out doing his own thing. Now there's a real alignment. We are aligned with the Ministry of Mines and Solid Development of coal power plants. We are aligned with the Ministry of Petroleum Resources in development of gas-fired plants. We are aligned with the Ministry of Water Resources in development of hydropower plants. That's how it is. We have a lot of local talent, educated young people, 18 to 30 years old. 60% of our population is of this. And we like to be able to harness them in power. Once you develop power, you unleash tremendous potential in the economy. Power is the bedrock of an economy. So what we want to do is to develop this so that everybody go to work. Small and medium-scale industries and large-scale industries. That's what we're going to do. And Mr. President has developed a power roadmap. This is a roadmap that can claim all over the world, which is why a lot of people are coming to Nigeria to invest in the steel industry. So let's kind of look back at where we were when the president came into power, so that we take a feel of what has been done since then. When he came into power, the average power was 2,500 megawatts, peaking at 2008, sometimes a little more. And 60% of that came from federal government power plants. As of today, there is not one single federal government power plant that's operating at its peak. When you look at all the international oil company power plants or the independent power plants, they're all operating at their peak. What we like is to have all the federal government power plants to recover their export capacity and operate at that peak, which is the motivation for the privatization, which I will talk about. At that time, no coherent plan and alignment. This alignment is critical. If the Ministry of Mines and Solid Minerals, they don't know what we want to do in coal development, they cannot work with us. If the Ministry of Petroleum don't know what we need for gas, how many power plants we are available, they cannot supply the gas, especially since it takes many years to invest in gas. In the case of coal, you first have to develop the market for coal, and you need to mine the coal before you can build power plants, and so on. These things take enormous time. We have the radar transmission network. The regulator and the REA were suspended.